Hello everyone and welcome to part 10 of the Pokemon Red No Starter Run. Last part we finished off Route 11, I think it is, just to the right of here. And now we're finally going to, well, not the main attraction, but one of the main attractions of Vermilion City, the S.S.Anne. So if you go south over here, yeah, there it is, on the port or harbor or whatever the hell you want to call it. Um, yeah, this is the S.S.Anne. You don't really have to worry about any wild encounters. Um, so that's good, I suppose. Because I guess you could kind of consider this a semi-dungeon? Well, that's not really the right word I'm looking for, but there's still trainers here to fight. There's even a, I guess, boss fight. Yeah, spoilers. You fight your rival before you get to the captain. Um, and the captain's who we need to go find. He's the one who has cut for us. And the reason the ship is still here, because the ship is supposed to take off any moment. I'm not sure where they're supposed to be going. But the reason why they haven't left yet is because he's sick. So once we go visit him, we somehow make him feel better by the power of back rub. And he'll give us cut for a reward, and then the ship will take off. So with that, this is actually the only time you could be in the ship, at least in Gen 1. I think Gen 3 with Fire Red and Leaf Green, you could go back on a ship. It's to go to the Sevi Islands, though, which is a whole different other region that was exclusive to that for the remake. I'm not sure if we go back on S.S.Anne, but I don't think so. But so it would be wise to deal with all the trainers while you can for the EXP, because I mean we still have Surge coming up, and he could be quite the challenge if you're not prepared. Although I do have Geodude, so it doesn't really matter. If you have Pokemon like Geodude, it shouldn't matter, but if you're not using Geodude, maybe you're using Diglett or the Sandshrew if you're playing blue version, then yeah, you're going to want to train them up a bit, because both Diglett and Sandshrew, I think they have high speed and attack, and I think that's it. Their defense is really bad, so they still could take, like, because I think his Raichu might know, like, stuff like Quick Attack, or maybe Slam, if I'm just guessing. I have no idea. I know he knows Thunderbolt, but he wouldn't be able to use that on ground-type Pokemon, but still, you want to be as prepared as you can. So, I guess that leads into the Digletts. I don't think I've touched base upon that. There's a cave that you probably noticed last part, on the way to Route 11. That cave is called Diglett's Cave. The reason being is because all you could find there is Digletts. Digletts are pure ground Pokemon, and they get their name Digletts because they can dig underground, and they're always underground. And of course their signature move is Dig, which was what I was getting into when we got the TM Dig. If you don't want to use it, or if I don't know, say you use it on the wrong Pokemon or something, I don't know, just hypothetically, then you could always go to Diglett's Cave and catch a Diglett, and there you go. I think they evolve relatively soon into Dugtrio as well. I think it might be in the 20s. So if you level it up enough, if you level it up enough, then Lieutenant Surge shouldn't be too much of a problem. But yeah, pretty much this whole part we're gonna be doing all the SSA, and I don't think we're gonna finish it off this part. We might finish it next part. Although next part is also the battle with Lieutenant Surge. So yeah, things are speeding up a bit. But in the meantime, I have shit to talk about when all we're doing is really battling. And I'm not sure what I should talk about. Well, after the third badge, we're obviously gonna have to go to the fourth. Unfortunately, this is where the game becomes less linear, although it's not really unfortunate for some people. As a kid, it's unfortunate because you don't know that shit. Um, so yeah, this is obviously like when I was a kid, I would have to like fucking like ask my friends in the neighborhood what the fuck to do because I don't know what the fuck to do. But we actually have to go through Diglett's cave. Diglett's cave, if you follow it all the way through, actually leads you all the way back to Pewter City, which is Brock. Um, I don't know if I said this or if you noticed, but after we left Mount Moon and we jumped over all those ledges to get to Cerulean City, there's no way back. Um, you can't go back to the cave, which means you can't go back to Pewter City that way. So if you want to get there, you're gonna have to cut through Diglett's cave, or well, you fly when we get fly, but we don't have fly. So we're gonna have to go through Diglett's cave. The reason being we want to go back is because Diglett's cave will lead us to the right of I think it was Route 2. If you remember, it was the route right above Viridian City. Because I was saying how there wasn't much to Route 2, except there was that stuff to the right we couldn't go. Well, after we go through Diglett's cave, we can go to that portion, as well as using some cut. We could also get to there, and we'll have that, so that's good. But there's a little house there where one of Professor Oak's aides are at, and if you've caught at least 10 Pokemon, he'll give you Flash, which I think I talked about a little bit when we beat Brock, because Brock's gym badge lets you use Flash outside of battle. So yeah, Flash will light up a cave for us. There are some caves in the game. I think just the one cave we're going through, which is Rock Tunnel, which is what I confused Mount Moon with when we first went to Mount Moon. And I think maybe Victory Road. Don't quote me on that. But Rock Tunnel, yeah, for sure. There is a way to do it without Flash, but just use Flash. You can catch like a Pokemon just to use as a Flash bitch, and there you go. That's usually because I know Butterfree can use Flash. I might teach it to Butterfree. Pikachu could. Hey, I could teach Pikachu. I'm not gonna use Pikachu, but I'll just bring him back for a Flash bitch. But I think even some Grass type Pokemon can learn Flash. So if you don't have any Pokemon that can learn Flash, those are just some options. I don't know if Oddish can. I don't know. But generally electric type Pokemon. So unfortunately the only time, or the only kind of electric Pokemon you could catch at this point is Pikachu. So luckily Flash, where you get it, is right by Viridian Forest. So if you do need a Flash Pokemon, there you go to Viridian Forest and catch a Pikachu. But yeah, Rock Tunnel is right to the right of Cerulean. So after we do that, we'll head back to Cerulean. There's a tree that they cut down to the right of Cerulean, and that's the route we need to go on to. I don't remember the route number off the top of my head. I usually never forget, or I usually never remember the route numbers, just because it's something I don't really commit to memory. Just, oh, here's this route, the route with this, I don't know. So whenever I do list off a route name, it's because I'm using Bulbapedia. I think I've said that already, but whatever. But once we go through that route, Rock Tunnel will be right over there, and we can go through that, and then that will lead us to Lavender Town, which is not the 4th badge, but it's close. Once we get to Lavender Town, you just keep on going left, and there's the 4th badge. So we're not going to be getting the next badge for a while after we beat Lieutenant Surge, but that's just how it is. So there is a lot of shit coming up, isn't there? But yeah, it should be okay. It's okay. I mean, Rock Tunnel, it's infamous for being kind of annoying, and I don't like Rock Tunnel all that much either, but whatever, you gotta do it. But yeah, here's Mankey just proving that I shouldn't keep him, because he's doing pretty bad. I've been wasting so many super potions on the guy, and it's ugh. Although Kadabra's been taking a beating too, but that's usually just because I have to switch him out, and then he takes the hit. And like I said, Kadabra's defense is pretty bad, so you might not want to use Kadabra like that. You don't want to switch it. But yeah, I guess you could consider this the basement region, so there's all that done. And yeah, I know there was a hidden Great Ball there in Fire Red and Leaf Green, like there's a trash can there, but I guess not in this one. That's another thing too, if there are any hidden items here and you are really into the hidden item things, yeah, look them up. I don't know if there are any hidden items, but you know, like I said, you can't come back to S.S.Anne, so if you miss those hidden items, that's it, you're not getting them. And there you go, I finally deposited Pikachu, so we're not using Pikachu anymore until, I guess, now, for just flash purposes, but yeah, no more Pikachu, just because people probably fucking hate Pikachu because of, yeah. And I level grinded Mankey up a bit, it's just so he wouldn't have too much trouble over here, although I think he still does, so, yeah. So yeah, I guess we're just going to take care of these trainers in the midsection now. I guess I could talk about the new classes that were introduced here. There is the Sailor class that you've like probably seen a bunch of times already with all the fucking people we fought in the basement. And the Gentleman class. Sailor class, nothing too special. They use, you know, water Pokemon and your Machop, Machoke line. Why? I don't know, because they're masculine and buff and stuff. And then Gentlemen, as far as Pokemon they use, the only one that really I could remember is just Growlithe, and in Gold and Silver, Noctowls, but it doesn't really matter Pokemon-wise. The main thing about Gentlemen that's really awesome, and even if you're one of those people who don't like fighting all trainers, definitely fight them. They give you a large sum of money, as you can see right there. He gave me a lot of money. Compared to other trainers, they don't give you nearly as much. Well, I don't know, nearly as much, but not as much as Gentlemen do. So if you do find one, fight them. They're not that hard, and they give you a lot of money. I mean, why not? You know. So that's that. I don't know what else to fucking ramble on about. What do I think of Gen 1 as a whole? I think I would rank it as my second favorite gen. Gen 2 is my favorite. But that might be just because nostalgia. I mean, as time passes, Gen 1 becomes less and less appealing, just because of all the, I guess, problems when it comes to the system and just some bugs here and there. But I mean, I can't really blame the game too much. I mean, it's an old game, but I don't know. Gen 1 or Gen 2 is just Gen 2 is my favorite, just because it was the first I ever played. I just like the layout of the region and just the feel of the region. I love the soundtrack. And it's the only gen where you could play through 2 regions, and that's something I've always wanted, and I don't understand why they never brought back, is exploring through multiple regions. Like, after you're done with the region you're in now, you could, hey, let's explore the region from the last gen or something. Like, if Gen 5 had that, like, oh, you finished Unova, here you go, you could travel through Sinnoh, oh, hell yes, yeah, woohoo. You know, I don't know why they've never, brought that back. I always thought it was due to, like, data limitations, not enough data on the game cartridge to hold 2 regions, but I don't know, that's not a good enough excuse if you ask me, especially with nowadays technology and shit. I mean, come on. I remember as a kid I always wanted them to remake Yellow, just because Yellow, like, followed the anime and shit, and they would let you travel through all the regions. Something like that nowadays is, that's just a dream. That's never gonna happen, but I don't know. if it did happen, it'd be something else. Although I feel like Pokemon would do something like that for like their last title, you know, when they stop making gens and they're just like, here's one game with all the gens, go nuts. um, that'd be kind of sad to see, just because, you know, no more new gens, I suppose. But I don't know. I guess everything's gotta end eventually. Just for, I guess, a history lesson, Pokemon was originally supposed to end at Gold and Silver, which is why I guess they kind of did a sequel thing with Gold and Silver. I think I accidentally did self-destruct, by the way. That was fuck up, and I missed on top of things because of fucking sand attack. That's another thing I hate. I hate fucking Pidgeys and their goddamn sand attack. My god, you will miss all the fucking time. It's so annoying. Ugh. But yeah, anyway, Gold and Silver is supposed to be the end, and that's why I guess they tried to tie in it with Red and Blue. Is, you know, I think its development name was actually like named Pokemon 2 or something like that. Because if you think about it, Gold and Silver pretty much is a sequel to Red and Blue, whereas other gens aren't really sequels until Black and White 2. But yeah, I guess they originally intended for it to end there, but just due to how freaking popular Pokemon became and just, I guess, how much money Nintendo was making, they decided to keep on going, which is why, you know, Ruby and Sapphire are considered reboots, because, you know, they don't really hold the continuity or the timeline anymore. It's not like a sequel or anything. It's kind of just, I don't want to say an alternate timeline, but just like, I guess that's the best way you could put it. But yeah, Nidorann's evolving. Not sure why I brought oh, because I got rid of Pikachu. I just used him there for sake of evolving, so you guys can see Nidorino. And I have a Moonstone on me, so no, I don't. Oh yeah, that's right. I had to go back to the fucking Pokemon Center to get the Moonstone back. So yeah, if you give Nidorino, Nidorina, which are the evolutions of Nidoran, both male and female, respectively, they'll evolve into either Nidoking or Nidoqueen. Obviously, you know which one is which. So yeah, you could do it whenever. Usually when it comes to, I think I've talked about this, but usually when it comes to evolution via stone, I usually wait till the second or previous evolution has learned all their good moves that the last evolution won't learn, and then evolve it. But in Nidorino's case, I don't think he learns like any good moves in Gen 1, or any gen for that matter. I think I might have talked about this too, but one of Nidoking and Nidorino, that line, their strong suit is that they can learn a lot of different TMs, so they could have a very varied move pool. I know my brother used a Nidoking in his Soul Silver, and it fucking knew, like, I think Ice Beam or some shit, and he used that to take care of, like, Lance with its Dragon Pokemon. No stab bonus, unfortunately. I think I've talked about stab bonus. If not, that's just pretty much an extra power to your attack if your attack is the same type as you. So if a Charizard uses Flamethrower, it gets a little stab bonus, meaning it'll do more damage than, say, I don't know, a Kadabra, just because Kadabra's there, using Flamethrower. I don't think Kadabra can use Flamethrower, but you know what I mean. Well, I guess a better example would be like a Dragon-type Pokemon like Dragonite using Flamethrower, because I think that could actually happen. But yeah, here's Body Slam. This is another good thing to pick up while you're here. Body Slam's a pretty good physical-based attack. It's normal typing, so pretty much everyone can learn it. It does a lot of damage. Like I said, physical attack, so give it to someone who has high attack. And it has a chance of paralysis, so it's a pretty good move. I guess I decided just to give it to Geodude, just because why not? I might not keep it for him. He might learn better moves while time goes on, but yeah, who knows. But yeah, here's the kitchen in the boat. If you come here, here's one of the hidden items. It's a Great Ball. I don't know if it's because, like I said, I remember there being either a Great Ball or an Ultra Ball in that basement, Fire Leaf Green. I might be wrong, but I don't know if that means they moved it from the kitchen to there. I don't know. But yeah, you could talk to all the chefs here, and I guess they say some funny stuff. And that guy hints at the great ball in the trash can. But one thing I never understood is one of those girls was asking for like a cherry pie or something, and I always thought that that was some kind of like side quest, fetch mission that you have to get her a cherry pie and she'll give you some kind of item. But no, not. I guess that doesn't exist because yeah, I don't know. It was kind of weird. I don't understand why she, was asking for a cherry pie. I mean, it kind of hints at that. Oh, maybe we should get her one because item fetching and woohoo RPG stuff. But whatever. This is the outside. I know you can't tell right now, but once I go a little further up, you'll see the water. So we're on the I don't know boat parts or names, but on the poop deck. I don't know. Poop deck sounds funny, and that's the only thing I know about boats because everyone knows poop deck because it's funny and it has poop in it. um, but yeah, just more of the same stuff out here. I think there are 2 or 3 sailors, and like I said earlier, they just got chops and they got their water Pokemon, and that's pretty much that. Um, but as you can see, Cadaver's really kicking ass and taking names. Especially with the Tentacle too. It's water and poison, so boom, psychic, no match for the powerful psychic. And I guess he was just careless. And as you saw there, he only gave us 500 as opposed to the gentleman who gave us like 1,000 something. So it's double. So, like I said, fight gentlemen. They're good to fight. But anyway, that's the end of this part. So I'll catch you guys next part where we're finish off the S.S.Anne, get cut, and fight Lieutenant Surge. So I'll see you guys then. Take care.